Let's see.
Good luck, guys.
What's all these dragooners?
No, we're already going there, huh, Cody?
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
I
just
forgot
wasn't.
how
pressed
much
go
I hate this
live.
combination. The misty hexes are so hard to see on this map, or on this terrain type.
Oh. Oh
Go for
yeah,
it.
they're a little obscured. That was all part of my plan all along.
Wait, I'm just realizing if you've got that, do you have mislings? Do you have small units? You do have small units.
I
They are not giants. You did it.
I did
Congratulations.
not I did not bring mislings. No,
But they're so
I am.
small.
I've got a few
Uh,
racial enchantment
wow.
or transforms that I wanted to keep. So, and also,
Mhm.
no room for them. I wanted the
Do you know
dragoons
that
and the sheriff. So.
they changed the mage lock? I don't know if you saw.
The snapshot thing. I noticed
Yeah.
earlier today. Well, I noticed after I joined this call and I was checking or I was testing to make sure that my build would actually, like, there wasn't an infinity thing I missed in
Yeah.
game. And I saw that when I was examining the units to see what the
Because
end stats would be.
compared to what they were before, they're basically weaker, if you ask me.
I was curious. I will
They
see.
definitely are, since they don't have the run forward and do the full blast kind of thing. I don't know what they gained in
Yeah.
exchange for that.
So, well, the thing is, the heavy mage lock itself went up in accuracy to like 80 or something baseline, or 100, sorry.
Oh, right.
From
They have more consistent shots now, so
however,
they're better baseline, but not as good with the various
they
accuracy
aren't, and I'll
combinations you
explain
can do.
why. Heavy mage lock used to be 60%, right? And then you would use take aim, and take aim granted 80. Now 60 and 80 is 140. Now you just have 100.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
unless I'm wrong, this is straight up nerf.
That sounds
I
right to me.
guess.
And your snapshot is just absolute garbage, like damage-wise. No, it is. I looked at it. I was really sad.
It's about 12 damage less, which after my enchantments is hold on.
I think it's even less, lost even more than that. I could be wrong.
That's the difference between between the two shots for me. So that is a 24% decrease in damage for taking the snapshot.
This
Why is
sovereign
there a
is disgusting.
frickin'...
This sovereign is so gross. He does so much.
Why is there a friggin' cliff here?
Oh my goodness. So much.
Who
Why is
ordered
there
the
a cliff
cliff?
here? Because of attribute Rocky. What are you talking about? You read it out.
Yeah.
Why is it on my side? No.
Because you're the defender.
I'm...
Congrats.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
Good.
Okay, you get back.
Alright, so you went for the Umbral Mistress, which I have tried to use, but haven't ever gotten the value that I wanted out of it. I've still lost like the fights that I've used them in.
Oh,
But I
well,
think
they've been called very, very strong by Morgie.
yeah.
Reason being that you can now stack the Sunder up to 10.
Whoa, yeah, now that you mentioned that, this is gonna get
And they apply
even more.
3 Sunders guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Morgie was actually
my.
playing them in a morale drain build as well.
Lovely. Yeah, no, I could see they do so much so well. You just need to
He was...
like
Yeah.
lean on them, and I love the always hit aspect of once you're tethered and not always being able to tether, because there is some risk involved in this high tier unit, but then when it goes through it feels good. It feels good.
Well, he was actively using them to do the 20 morale drain, the Sunder, then the auto attack morale drain. He didn't say nerf it or anything, he just said it's powerful.
Right. No, I think that because you have to enchain to get that value, there's ways to deal with it. There's
Chain is pretty
counterplays.
hard to fail, though. That's the one thing about it.
Yeah.
It's hard to miss an enchain, basically.
You can imply status reduction, resistance reduction. That's good. So you're good.
I feel like I'm good here.
I'm a
I
little
was
worried
looking
for
at
you,
Ninju's
Ninju.
units, and I was like, wait, why is this Dragoon 10-10? But then I realized it had warding aura and defense mode, and
Yeah.
The game says I shouldn't be worried for you, Ninja. It says you got like 1,000 more
Alright,
strength than
first
him. You
quick
should be fine, but I don't
question.
know. I don't think so actually. I think this is gonna hurt.
No.
I've never been impressed with that Calamity Mask on that dragon specifically. I don't
Calamity
understand it.
Mask I'm not especially impressed by. I'm not super impressed by the Calamity Dragon. It seemed worth taking
Yeah.
over another war breed, but
I would have preferred if they gave this dragon the splash attack,
The
not the other
AoE.
one.
Yeah.
what I don't like about this dragon in particular is the Ghostfire Storm only hits 3 units, but the
Yeah.
Prosperity Dragon puts Grace on every single one of your units.
Right.
So,
Yeah, Ghostfire Storm's a little weak. I buffed it to 3 Ghostfire. It was 2. So I bumped it up a little bit. You can only bring 1 Calamity Dragon. More than that is pointless, because you can't stack Ghostfire Storm.
yep.
I like that design. I wish all tier 5s were like that. But I do feel the unit is too weak.
Yeah, it kind of needs everything else to be brought in line.
So I would add the 50% splash on the Ghostfire Spike, personally. I might mod that sometime.
So Cody, I'm looking at these unit models and they look so small. I think you're right, man. They're not even
In
Spawnkin.
combat,
They just look smaller than what I remember.
I don't know if they changed in combat. They look similar to me. But on the world map, everything is tinier. I swear it is.
Oh, Ninja probably hasn't seen this because I just saw it in the stream. They had some like banner button. Army banners can be really tiny now in combat. If you go to interface and turn it down, Ninja, just humor
Oh,
me
yeah.
if you get a second. Turn your banners down to 50% and just see what it looks like.
Well, there's a problem with that, and a voxel immediately turned it back up. It scales down the text as well.
Just do it though.
So you hover on a unit, it says like, crit damage, blah blah blah. All
Yeah.
that text is scaled down.
They'll address that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I like how I'm playing a morale build kind of, but my units are maximum morale themselves.
Interesting if I hover over them. Nice. Fine. Yeah, let's look at your morale. You're fine.
It's astral connection from my racial units.
Oh, I see what you're doing. The thing
That's
better
why
than my horde build.
That's why you never ever play Mystic Summoning without racial units in it, if you can avoid it.
Right.
The problem is late game you don't have racial units to add. That's the main issue.
Yeah, you're
What are you gonna do?
enough
Add a
from
summoner?
a few spell shields and your soothers, it looks like.
Yeah, but once you get into like tier 4, tier 5 territory, like in a normal game, unless they're legend rank, you're not bringing those tier 2s.
Mm-hmm.
So then the only source of morale is your heroes, and that's only 15 at that point.
Right. Problematic.
I'm not even sure the Sovereign grants it. The Sovereign receives it. I don't think they grant it.
Okay.
Because they're technically not racial, but they also are. Well, you know how it's weird with Sovereigns.
I remember hearing something about the tag. I know that they are magic origin and suffer when people have that magic origin damage tag stuff.
Oh yeah, the Eldritch Sovereign gets the 20% experience bonus from mana channelers.
I remember somebody saying that.
They do. Yeah, it works. So you
I
can basically
I can't
have your
imagine that stays in the game though. Like, right?
you can have your Sovereign level up like a champion.
Can you do that with the Sea Explorers one too? Stack them together.
Good question.
I think Sovereigns should get all your traits.
I know the
So you-
dragon can take advantage of it.
Yeah, Sovereign should
Thank
too. That's 40% experience on the water. Yeah.
And you have no problems entering the water from the get-go since you float.
But
Yeah,
I
just don't
buffed that
die.
trait maybe too much. So it's 2-2-2, right? Gold food draft. I made it 3-3-3. That's not the issue. I changed it so that if you have experienced seafarers and you embark, the embarkment penalty is canceled out.
Ooh.
So I gave you bonus stats to cancel out the negative stats because I don't know how to prevent the debuff. But in return, I took away the 20% damage that you get originally.
I
Okay.
completely forgot about that bonus damage.
Yeah.
It will help you
Yeah, I
clear
think the
trills
defense is
pretty
worth
quickly.
more. The change I made makes you... It makes sense. You're an experienced seafarer. Why are you suffering from embarked? I don't get it. You know, you have your sea legs.
Exactly. Should work out okay.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned for my banshees because these are the wrong banshees technically.
Technically, the wrong banshee.
Where'd you
Right.
put your
So
right
let me
ones?
explain. Let me explain. These are vanilla banshees in the sense that they have a 6 range phase that leaves 1. And I accidentally reset them. This is my fault. The evolved banshee has a 3 hex phase, but it leaves 1 action. It costs 1 and it leaves 1.
Right. I see
So
what you mean.
the evolved banshee has a much higher engagement range.
Rather unfortunate for me.
So I still want to see how they work, but they're supposed to be stronger than this.
Andrew, do you have something that makes you... Yeah, you crush all of the foliage you try to stand in. That's what I just saw.
Yeah, I just put 2 and 2 together on that. It's quite annoying.
Oh no.
I see he has... If you equip the Greaves, yeah, you did. Yeah.
But here's the good news. If you have... Oh, you don't have that thing. Never mind.
The Juggernaut Greaves, yeah.
Wait.
I tried to do
One of
a
these
spider
does, though.
build with the Ruler Ambition Delver, which grabs them all that same ability, with the idea that the spiders were immune to slowing terrain, so they could just walk through it anyways, but he just crushed it as they went through.
Yeah.
Alright. So you're...
I mean, these aren't at least the horrible ones, right? There's a pair of boots that makes you slow in combat. Nobody ever uses them.
I have found those
Dude, this
useful
build's
to
great.
keep my ruler alive. If I find out they keep on like bombing themselves, I was like, okay.
In auto combat, okay,
Yeah,
I see what you...
put the boots on so they just can't do it.
Oh, I had a question about auto combat. Do you think
Oh
the
my
mage
God.
lock thing change will make them better in auto combat or worse?
I assume that was the goal because they would take aim and just do nothing.
Yeah.
It's working.
That's what I understood.
I heard about that. I
And
don't
the reason
remember
they
last time I saw
nerfed-
something like that though.
Or sorry, the reason they added the snapshot is because people were doing drive-by mage locks,
Yeah.
where you just focus aim and then shoot for full damage. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Focus aim. Yes, no, that you're right.
Yeah.
It sounds
Which may
like
or
a
may
lot.
not have been part of Mitch's build originally. I don't know.
If it was, sure, why not?
The drive-by mage lock.
Can't touch this.
But I do think they made the snapshot way too weak. That damage is horrid.
Mm-hmm.
You can't snipe, turn the rifle into a shotgun.
Yeah.
Damage
And it
is
looks like
reduced
one on
by
the
10.
icon.
Yeah.
It's like 10 less damage,
Yeah.
but the range is annoying.
It's 12 even.
Is it 12?
Yeah. The physical damage
Oh,
is
you're
12
right.
less.
I should be able to read.
Why won't it read?
I
Oh, I did. So
Well,
because I
that's good.
reverted evolved mod back to 5 stacks of everything, and we have the -10 sundering now. I made corrupted boons single target because that's way too broken.
Yeah. Okay.
When you can go into negatives, that's insane.
I hear
So
what
it is
you're
a single
saying.
target spell now.
I think single target should be manageable then. Yeah. It kind of does
Yeah.
take away a lot of the design on that spell, but like even one target, the right target,
I mean,
can be
exactly.
super valuable to reverse all of their regen or whatever. Because like if
My
somebody's got
idea
5
behind
stacks
it
of
is
regen and
that
all that other stuff, you can kill them with just one
Yeah.
of those.
My idea is you can like focus down a hero with it.
Yeah. Did you make it like more likely to go through or whatever?
It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
It always was.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot that. Yeah.
It's still a purge and a account. Maybe I should make it cost less CP. I didn't look at that. It's 40. 40's a lot.
Yeah. I think there you probably should if you're gonna make it so it doesn't target as much. Again,
Okay.
Cody,
What are we?
Don't let me distract you. Get him.
What is your ruler? Oh, your ruler's a ritualist. Okay.
Wait, no, you
I mean,
haven't realized it yet.
That's one way to guarantee. Is he playing 3 ritualists?
Yeah. Because this build otherwise has no cleanse, so I need them.
Oh my
3
god.
ritualists.
I really hope this
Lord in
doesn't
heaven.
take 30 turns, but there's gonna be some healing. I'll tell you that.
I can see there will be heals. Yes. Heals will be cast. Heals will be happening.
Get fire damage.
I actually
from the
took
side.
the hostile wild growth on 2 of these ritualists.
I noticed. I
Yeah.
thought it was
I
very
wanted
bold.
to not. I had to swap over to do that to be able to get the battlefield restoration in there,
Right.
without giving up something else that was going to be important.
Oh,
Still
I
not
see.
a fan of these rocks everywhere. Oh well.
Yeah. Wait until the trees start getting spawned on you.
They came from the trees.
Yeah. Nature.
His units are floating, so I don't think he cares all that much.
Wait, does floating let you
Okay.
bypass the slowing?
I think the
have to
floating
at
ones
random, though.
don't care unless you stop on that hex.
It's actually worse for me because I have to shoot him.
If you have to shoot him.
Lucky
If you
ant,
stop on the
I'm
hex, I think
remembering
it does end up. Well, whatever.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, is there anything for me to actually worry about here? Like, what affinities do you have? Can't see that now, can I? That's unfortunate.
Honestly, we should probably normalize doing something like just taking a screenshot of which tomes we took and posting that when we do the fight, because you have access to that information.
Yeah.
You just have to sit here and figure it out, which is stupid.
Yeah. Well, my main concern was I wanted to figure out what spells you have based on your affinities, if I'm supposed to be worried about any major AoE damage or something.
I'll
That's what I
tell
was-
you right now that the answer is no. The
Okay,
only
and
AoE
your
that I have... Oh, well, I do have Clommet of Calamity, Rending Shadows...
Clommet of Clommet.
Clommet of Calamity, Rending Shadows, and Suppressing Barrage are the AoEs that are offensive that you would need to worry about.
I find them highly offensive.
Like I said, they are offensive. Those are the offensive ones you gotta worry about.
Man, I wonder if you have to do this. There's no reason not to.
I mean, you can Calamity all of those if that's your idea. I'm okay with that.
I know the racial ones are immune to it. I don't know about what the
The
chances
racial
are.
ones are immune, the others are resistant to the damage, so it's kind of just... You can try and freeze, you know, if you
They
want.
have a resistance of 2, though. It's not, like, massive.
The other question is it worth, you know,
40
doing that?
CP? Yeah.
Does Ghostfire counter Curse Eater or no?
Oh.
It looks like it does, because Curse Eater activates at start of turn. Ghostfire.
As far as I'm aware, no, you need to actually be burning.
Wait, which one's on fire
Well, then why do your units have Ghostfire?
I'm trying to find the ones that have Ghostfire, but my tags are just finding
Well,
to
2
change
of
the
them are
bearers.
non-racial, so they can't remove it.
Your spell shields that are up front do. The ones that are 2 away from your...
Oh, those.
Your Eldritch Sovereign.
Did they actually put it on the tooltip, Ghostfire?
Nope. Nope.
Gonna say it doesn't seem to indicate it, but
Oh, replaces and counts as burning.
yeah,
Oh,
sure. That should
right, in that case, it does work. Yeah. It's, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I got my money on Ninja right now. My mana, not my money, my mana.
Your mana.
The big wild... So... Maybe, well, I'm going to assume Cody is smart enough to know all of the strategic knowledge I could impart, so whatever. His Eldritch Sovereign is very, very powerful. I got some defenses in this build, but so the big thing is the Clinging Mist, right? The Eldritch Sovereign, but he has big attacks that bypass that. And the Umbral Mistresses have that Enchained Mind thing, which is also going to bypass that.
They also call me
Banshees
biggest
have-
Attackus, you know.
Yeah, the whales are also going to... The whales from the Banshees are going to bypass it as well. So he has tools to deal with Misty, though... That the other thing, though, is I have a lot of, like, range damage. So, there's the possibility that I will be able to snipe out his Umbral Mistresses or whatever before they are capable of doing that kind of thing to me.
Interesting choice. I thought you might target this group, but I think this could work.
I work in mysterious ways. I'm just checking I can't even read my CP. There's too much. Oh, there. Wait, never mind. I'm blind. Looking at the wrong side of the screen.
Didn't you? It's undispellable.
What is?
Frost Hex.
It just happens now.
I'm aware.
I thought it was cleansable.
That's the big wild card for me here, is I'm not super familiar with the high-level Eldritch Sovereign stuff.
The Hex Tome is actually never taken. I took it because it grants me Unholy Leader. That's the reason. I've never seen it used, personally. So I'm not quite sure about if it's, any good.
The 20% chance to freeze anytime I'm hit is fairly scary, since it lasts until end of combat, but a lot of what I'm doing here kind of relies on me not getting hit a whole lot in the first place, so it's okay.
Can I move these? There we go.
Oh man, what's Ninja gonna do from here? How can you approach safely? Snapshot.
I'll go with this for now.
It
only works on the racials. Or on the Zeal units. It doesn't work on the others.
Well, you get strengthened and healing anyway, so...
That's the reason to cast it. The strengthen and the healing on the other units, yeah. That would be the primary reason.
It's winning. Winning right now.
I mean, that works. Yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a little. Just for a tad.
This Ghostfire is putting some pressure on you, though.
He has a lot of reasons to be the one that aggresses on me.
Yeah. You should make it so that your wild growth destroying ruler gets wild growth cast on him after he moves. That way he can actually sit in the trees.
Doesn't wreck his own trees.
Yeah, it's possible. You just gotta cast after you move.
This is not wrong.
I mean, honestly, that's a pretty nice ability to have in certain situations, to just walk through your wild growth that's blocking your movement otherwise. That could be actually very nice for you here.
Did any of those freeze? It said a bunch of them had like 50% chances.
One of them.
A Corrupt Soul got frozen. Man.
Well, they're slowed.
Oh, well.
That's something.
Hey, now Corrupt Soul has a face. All of a sudden.
Nice. Wait, you're right.
Normally
really
you don't see his face. When he's frozen, his face shows up.
Let me take a screenshot. This is amazing. You're right. That's pretty cool.
And it's just a transparent model, or it's overlaid with something, I guess,
Go to a
to create the
normal
mist
one.
effect. Yeah.
And you're just
I
so
think they just turned
ominous
him
without
complete.
it.
They just turned him completely black, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing that now. That's pretty cool though. If you freeze him, you can see into his eyes.
Pretty much.
It's got a little mouth cover on that you'd never know about.
Yeah, you don't see it. Yeah. He was a rogue all along.
Mm-hmm. In a previous life.
And yeah, him being frozen is not the worst thing in the world. He will live.
It's just really interesting because you can actually like see into his torso, and it's just like this weird thing that happens about halfway down to give like the more floaty thing. I think they added something there, and you can see it. Only when he's frozen. Here, you wouldn't really be able to tell that's where that is. Kind of see it.
And the normal model, no, it's not something you would really see.
From like a certain angle, you can notice it, but it's so, yeah, so subtle. Oh boy.
It's the drive-by.
Don't worry about it.
If I had to guess, he's just trying to snipe out a hero. It's always the same story.
That's gonna be a little...
Trying to see how much damage all those units together do on the hero.
They're skirmishers, that's what you do. Unfortunately, I would actually rather kill your Umbral Mistresses, but it's not looking like that's going to be in the cards.
Yeah. Not this turn. I mean, you really don't need to come to him, need you? He's got Ghostfire on, like, all of his units.
No, I do, because if he engages on me, his Umbral Mistresses can use that, the Enchained Mind from, it's like 9 hex engagement range, and that's going to be what ruins me. Is if he does that as his first strike on me, and I haven't even touched him yet.
You're saying after
Like I said, he has a lot of reasons to be the aggressor here.
Right. Okay. Fair.
Some of which are just bad for me. Some of which are because
Full aggro.
Yeah, I've got a attrition kind of deal, but
Full aggro, never back down.
I'd assume your Warbreeds are 1 hex out of range.
how do I easily see what the hex underneath a unit is? Because that frozen corrupt soul, does it have a misty hex under it? Because you know what it does have? It has its stack of clinging mist. But do you see mist on that hex? What about the spell?
He was in mist in his previous life.
Let me see if there's a unit that's standing in mist and how I would see it. Are any of these guys? Yeah, if you go to the level 12 hero and you just hover your cursor over the unit, at the bottom it says mist 2 turns on that hex.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a 3-turn buff. That's why he still has it.
Yeah, my point is to Ninju, if you just hover on the unit panel, it says if they're standing in on the mist at the very bottom, and you can see it on that hero and on the Emperor Mister standing behind him. But all these other units, as far as I can tell, are not standing in mist.
I just picked up some mist earlier because, I mean, why not? I benefit from it almost.
On the map, it's just really hard to see in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I benefit from it almost as much, except he has Fae. I don't. But I still get the actual mist buff.
This thing can be a little bit hard to manage at times.
Considering his army's full racial and transformed, doesn't do anything. Doesn't get the accuracy penalty.
Right.
Yep. Well, it does from the Calamity Dragon, so have fun with that.
I mean, yeah, he loses accuracy, but that's it.
Man, this is a complicated turn for me. This is gonna take a while. I'm sorry, guys.
No, take your time. I obviously can't complain about it.
The engagement turn right here is definitely going to be what makes or breaks this entire combat.
Yeah. You can make me feel better about taking long turns tomorrow, which I'm definitely going to be doing. Sorry, falling
You
object.
know how it goes. Skirmishers
Hey,
engaged
it's
from
looking like
Narnia.
Our raid
It's
travelers.
looking like my Saturday's getting shot again, so I'm gonna have to go take care of business.
No worries.
Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to.
You need to ghost fire them.
No, I need to hit a battlefield restoration before I start moving units around, and I've already moved a few. Not that it really matters for them. The Dragoons already had full movement, so I caught it in time. Don't worry, guys.
Good, good, good. Need you? Don't do that. Are you gonna move him forward and then restore? Ooh, that's the question. Is he fine there?
I mean, I think they'll be a little bit too far away to make use of a lot of their abilities if I don't.
Yeah, I think you do have to shuffle forward. It is a
then I have
mist.
to figure out, am I going to need units to walk around him? And I think the answer
Shuffle
is no.
those feet. I don't know.
Alright, here we go. Excited to find out this was the wrong choice, but...
Maybe. Maybe not.
Have it on more than one person.
Oh no, now that I've got more movement, I have more options that I wasn't considering.
Lovely. Now you're, yeah, they have to go through foliage. Huzzah. I see what you're saying.
Do all options lead to you trying to snipe a hero out?
Wait, Ninju, you can destroy it with your hero if he walks through the foliage. I don't think he's got enough movement.
Fortunately, I believe you are correct. Curiosity. How much damage does this do?
I mean, the slowing thing is obviously gonna, well, slow. That's still the primary reason why people really don't like going into skirmishers. They engage from the other side of the map.
Does your main hero have 7 hexes of movement right now? How many hexes can he move?
Can't have more than 6.
6. Alright. I thought that might be the limit.
Wow, I should have conjured Greater Spirit first so that it would get the haste. That's fine.
You know what? Everything's gonna be great. You can't move this turn anyways.
That is very true. They don't spawn with full actions.
Yeah, and you got other stuff. He doesn't even need to do much. He's actually probably pretty fine from that position. This doesn't.
They used to spawn with full actions,
right?
but that was little much.
Yeah.
Okay,
Something can be good.
Gotta get something
Can
going.
be
So
good.
I need to figure out just...
I don't know what's going on with my YouTube display because it's saying I got 0 viewers in one place and then 4 concurrent in another place. What is it? What are we doing here? Is it working? I hope so. It seems to think so.
Question?
Hello, YouTube. You can see me, right? What are my concurrent viewers? Say hello, please. Hello.
Here's what we do. Jeez Louise, look at that damage.
Oh,
I mean, it's piercing, breaching, you know.
he's distracted.
Hello.
Yeah, that's their default. It's on their herring shot. That's what I said. Skirmishers engage from 9 hexes away. Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
No, I actually think Ninja's gonna win this, but you're gonna have a very nasty turn next turn where you do a lot. I assume.
Absolutely gonna have a very nasty turn next turn.
This is
I
gonna
mean,
be.
if you have an army that, if you have an army that outranges everything else, engagement range wise, right, and you sit back, of course you're going to win.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the opponent either comes to you and you get a free attack, or they still have to kind of come to you because you have 9 hexes engagement, which is ridiculous. 10 hexes on that mage lock, to be clear. There's nothing in my army that can outrange him. That's why it's a particular, let's call it an unfun build.
You know, sometimes that happens.
It does happen sometimes.
I'm enjoying this setup. I think you guys are playing very interesting things here.
I'm just happy with this build that I made a skirmisher build that doesn't include Stormborn. Which, I don't know why you didn't predict that one, because I've done it in every single one of these other games, but...
I had a feeling that you might, want to see something different. I thought for a second about predicting it, and Cleansing Flame, but I had a feeling you wouldn't go for those.
I mean, it's only going to end up adding this 2 Stormbringers in the end. 3 maybe. The rest is not a big deal.
Seeing now that this frozen unit has
at least not with this army.
Ghostfire. I should probably play with Ghostfire more.
I should
Therefore,
not have done this. I messed something up. Shoot.
Whoops.
That's fine. You're not meant to just one-shot everything I have on one turn.
Oh yeah, that's only got 13 health.
I'm locked into this now, so I may as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so then...
Yeah, I don't think your support was getting that kill. I mean, maybe the support was
Oh,
getting
no,
a kill.
wait, I didn't even need to... Shh, that was such a bad move. Okay.
You activated your focus aim there, and you had a high % on that. Yeah.
No, I wasted that mage lock snapshot.
If I had to guess, he's going to command and then kill the ruler, and then I'm just going to exit the game. If that's the case.
The ruler just dies. You know, I mean, it's possible here.
But I'm not going to play against the 10 hex engagement army.
Oh
it's
man,
too oppressive.
Your ruler does over 100 damage to 3 units. Of course I'm going to kill it if I can.
You realize the ruler only has 7 range engage.
And a phase.
Yeah, I thought that phase.
Yeah, reaction. You could do that to anything you want.
If that ruler phases, it pretty much dies unless I'm winning the battle. Against that army.
What if you move the rest of your army ahead?
Well, I will say.
Yeah, but still.
Cody won the last one. Cody won the last one.
I'm not going to take an experimental, underplayed build and play against cheese like this.
This build was experimental, at least for me. I was pretty unsure about this build.
I
know how skirmishers work, Ninja.
Well,
yeah, but I'm not familiar with them having this. I'm not familiar with them having this much damage and also not being completely made of paper.
They are made of paper.
Well, no, I was able to get enough defensive tools on these that I feel reasonably
But I'm going to rephrase the question. What do you possibly think I'm supposed to do if you're going to just stack Ghostfire and AFK? Until I get into your range of 9 hexes.
I don't know. My opinion was ultimately just, hey, you know what? This is less bad, or this is not going to be nearly as frustrating as fighting Stormbringers, so...
I like that you've got 3 Ritualists. I think it's fun.
You can swap out the Warbreeds for the Stormbringers. That doesn't really matter.
I was super concerned
because then I
this
wouldn't
would take a long time. But you guys got damage.
That's a T4 Tobe.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter for this battle. You can play either one, Calamity or Stormborn. What I mean is you're purposely...
I wanted to use Calamity. You complained before that I keep making super try-hard, cheesy builds, and this time I said, okay, I'll try to do something creative. I didn't intend for it to be so. I'm just that good, clearly.
Did you know they had 9 and 10 hexes engage? Yes, you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand nothing in the game can counter that except other skirmishers?
You had a very similar build with your phases, and Umbral Mistresses are effectively
That
turned
phase
into-
is 6 hexes, my friend. It's absolute trash.
Well, yeah, but you were saying earlier that it's supposed to be 9, right? So
Yeah, so 6
yeah.
hexes,
Right.
and you've got
Right now it's not working as
Whale of the
intended.
Fish.
However, those are
Unfortunate.
3 units. That's not my
Cody,
full
are you
army.
capable of playing one of these games without bitching about it the whole time?
Not if you're gonna
Alright, guys.
cheese, because if I do this as well, then you just lose, and I don't like games like that because it's a blind counter that you can only fight
Alright.
if you know you're fighting into it, right?
I think what we're seeing here is that we're gonna probably want you guys not to
'Cause you
face
can
off
see that
mono
my
a
units-
mono
You wanna
anytime
you wanna
in the
do
near
some bans
future.
if you don't like what this emergent gameplay is? You wanna ban some of the tomes that
You
enable
can't
this
ban
stuff?
anything specifically. That doesn't work that way for this.
I mean,
It's a
I got-
matter of
I
just
got
not
this.
playing something that doesn't lead to a battle where you one-shot everything on the first turn, or you clearly win on the engagement.
That is an incredibly rare build for me. I'm always a defense stacker. That is what you guys predicted
Yeah.
before the game started. Don't tell
that
me
would
this
have been
is something
fine.
I always do.
I would
I
assume-
specifically went for something different this time.
I would assume
And
you
now you're
actively
complaining
avoided
about
it,
this
right?
too? Come on, man.
I'm avoiding builds like this, Ninja, on purpose. I thought you were as well. Because it is cheese, it is ridiculous. I know these builds exist. I don't play them.
Well, in the format that I usually play, this isn't nearly as powerful as this is, apparently. I never saw that as cheese. I saw
because you
it
don't
as
have access to the high tier units and tomes.
Exactly. So you're saying that I did this intentionally? No. Because in my familiarity, this is not nearly this powerful. I'm not even 100% confident that I'm not about to hit end turn and eat shit, because I'm not going to be able to get any of the Umbral Mistresses.
Dude, I don't even
Also,
have my ruler. What are you
build
talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to. These Umbral Mistresses might get some good value, but I'm not seeing
They
how
are
they
single
can turn
target.
It around.
They
Yeah.
don't do shit.
Like even
Like you're
if
afraid of them
they-
for nothing. They
What
really.
does this guy do?
They
Okay,
can
this
kill
guy's a
one
mage.
unit.
But your mage is definitely about to kill like 3 units, so that's something. If you can get,
Right, but I have.
Cody, let's see what
I
you
have
can do.
no-
I'd like to see what you can
I have no
accomplish with the
ruler,
remaining pieces.
So I can't cast spells. I don't have like 100 burst damage that ruler has.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
It's already lost simply by that reason.
I think, yeah.
If I had to
may
sit
have
back
been-
against this build, I lose because I get ghost fired to death.
and you don't have
which
the cleanses,
counters-
right?
I can't cleanse infinitely,
yeah.
like not forever and ever.
You have like spells for it, I think, but it's not. You have this
No,
guy.
but
It's not that
they-
much cleanse.
They're gonna
anyway,
run
so-
out, right? They're gonna run out. And my
Yeah.
maximum engagement is 7 hexes. His is 10. Now
Yeah.
I don't know how often you fight battles like this, but having the higher engagement wins you the fight by default.
No, I've seen a few fights like that where it's like,
Like
if you
there's
can,
no excuses of like be tanky or build healing. You have piercing and breaching. It doesn't matter.
I think I've seen
Uh,
people with storm spirits do like something similar, and even frost spirits to
Yeah.
do
Storm
that
spirits
fairly
can
well.
do this in vanilla. They have 10 hexes engagement in vanilla. All the spirits have that.
Which is not
Like,
my
you go
favorite,
in,
but it's also kind of like part
you-
of the game to an extent because it's so common.
You single out the highest priority targets, and you just win the battle off of that. It's that simple. There's nothing I
Yeah.
can do.
I enjoyed watching you guys play. I'm sorry you guys are not like in agreement here.
It's not like the spell shields are going to kill something. They're just there as a front line. His comp is full offense.
Oh, you know
except
what?
for the 3 supports.
You should have seen if you could have gotten Keeper's Mark on your hero to keep him alive longer, because that could have helped out here. Because as long as he's alive and nobody's standing next to him, he can do a crazy amount of damage and stay.
Yeah, but
also
then
going,
you just
right?
you killed literally 5 units there. Like, don't pretend otherwise.
Yeah, I've eaten shit in plenty of fights just like that, man. I know where that power comes from.
Like Winsley
in
asked
my
me
experience,
not
a lot of the time
to play
when I
a
try
build
to
like
do that
this,
sort
right?
of thing, I also lose.
I purposely pivoted because Winsley asked me, and then I have to
Yeah.
play something like this that's like utter cheese. I'm sorry.
I
That's this-
think I could have asked that earlier, and I apologize for only bringing it up this morning.
There's nothing that's going to help me here without my ruler being alive. And even then, I lost too many units.
I can't tell you how many times Ninju got me with the coordinated command in Planetfall, and it's just it's hard to.
Oh, but
It's not coordinated
it's
command. It's a cybernetic overdrive. Is probably
it's
what
the
you're saying.
same
that's what
as
I meant,
like
yeah.
when Nadash did that one skirmish where he used cannons with command, and we were all like, yeah, this is just garbage.
But I have to say, you got a morale build here, and those can be very good, very annoying, and very
I
good
was
when
pretty
No.
scared
they
going
hit.
into this because I didn't have. I have no morale tools really. I've got inspired.
Not when he
and,
alpha strikes the whole army like that. It's pointless.
I feel like even if you spread out a little bit, that wouldn't have helped with the strike, would it, Cody? If units were less
No,
clustered,
because
they still would
he
have been.
singles out
Yeah.
a unit from 10 hexes away. Now, nothing in this game has a 10 hex attack range except skirmishers. That's just how it is. So if you go full skirmishers and you go mage lock as if they are a skirmisher, then this is what happens. Right? I can't strengthen my units because I can't cast spells.
Yeah, I may have done the same thing in your shoes and brought the leader to where he was, because that feels like a safe distance. And I hear what you're saying about engagement range. It's sometimes a lot. It's a lot sometimes, especially with
I could sit
coordinate
back
command.
at 10 hexes, right? I can do
Yeah.
that, but then Ninju's not going to come to me. He's just going to happily sit there waiting on ghost fires from the storm.
You need a few more cleanses, maybe.
The engagement range on your leader is whatever the.
You cannot include the
+7.
phase.
Yes,
because
you can, because all of your units move ahead of it. It means you can be outside of my engagement range and then move forward and attack into me on the same turn.
Does that save the other 4 units and the other 2 heroes? It does not.
No, you cannot render your units immune to attack. I'm sorry, Cody.
Not immune to attack, but not losing one army.
No. You are literally saying, because you were within my engagement range, there was nothing you could do. You cannot move your units in front of it. You can't position against it. You can't attack me.
You can.
Cody's
gonna
win.
You can position the ruler.
What you had to do was find a way to either get me to move into you without being able to do a full alpha strike, or you had to come at me first. And
that was
you had
really
the
good
tools to do that.
You froze this
guy. I
cannot
come at you if you're 10 hexes away, Ninja. What are you talking about?
Dude, that
I just told you had an 11 hex attack on a 100 damage ability.
I want to see what Cody can accomplish with his turn here, because I think you can get some soul balance.
But you do understand,
I
can't blink forward and attack you and then win the battle off that with my ruler. That's not how it works.
No, you could have killed my mage locks off of that, and then, move forward with your other stuff that is also capable of doing
Not
things.
unless they are actually stacked in a position where they're vulnerable.
I don't know. I think this is to some notable degree a skill issue.
You're playing 11.
I want you guys to finish your turns, please. Right. Cody, take your turns. Please stop fighting. Take your turns.
Me to go forward.
Cody, please. I'm asking nicely because I would like to see the end of this without you guys arguing. Because
I'm looking
I don't
at
think
what
it's
I
great
can
for
possibly
content.
do.
Okay, let's try not to distract Cody. Let's let Cody focus.
2 hours pass. I might be able to still play.
Like, I'm looking at if I have any option whatsoever, which is not really. No, I don't. Not much.
Well, let me look. Do any of these guys have low morale? You could try assassinating with your corrupted souls.
Like, it doesn't matter if I kill one unit like this. It's like, ooh.
But
why aren't you enchaining my mage locks and then rendering them insane?
That would be pretty good
it's,
here.
First of all, it's random in the mod. It's not guaranteed to attack your own unit.
Right. It's definitely better in vanilla.
It'll attack closest, won't it?
No.
It's a random unit. I don't think it actually.
It's random. It's fully.
There is
fully
way
random.
more of my units within attack range of the mage lock than your units. You could.
Doesn't matter. It's still random. It's still random.
I think. Where's your other?
It's still it's disabling one of these units that you're complaining about so much, and has a very high chance of.
Oh, I don't care about the one mage lock. He's not the issue.
So I crashed out and the came
back. It's out of sync.
Just so much.
Yeah, it's out of sync. Like, people have complained about 10+ hexing fights since the dawn of this game. What do you think Stormbringer's
well,
got
we
nerfed
complained to
4
you,
times?
I remember a certain canon. It's just giving me flashbacks, but I feel like the rules are reversed. You know, like to a certain
that's
degree.
what I mentioned. The canon, and then we said we're not going to do stuff like that anymore.
Ideally,
that was just too much. Right?
I think honestly, probably the biggest thing that I think would help here is if coordinate command wasn't like in the game anymore. It's such a good ability, and like that is, I think, what really makes the high engagement guys so good, because you can then get a full action attack after a single action attack.
I don't know.
That can
He
be
had
nice.
infinite range frost attacks, and he could have taken infinite range other stuff too.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
coordinated command
frost hex does not kill anything.
Overpowered compared to what other things you're capable of doing.
Probably right. But
I mean, Cody was already complaining about how he gave a bunch of extra, or he bumped up the item tier limit because otherwise champions are underpowered compared to dragons. So don't give me that.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the champion.
These guys are so weak and diseased. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cody totally could have won, I think. It just is like the leader was the roughest part of that fight, of the engagement.
If I engage first, of course, but that's not the point here. I cannot engage first. I'm outranged. That's the whole thing. That's what's going on.
Quickening ritual maybe on the Umbral Mistresses?
Telling you gotta 48. Oh, you've got like, there's so many units with low morale here that you can abuse and take out easily. This Dragoon, killed the Dragoon, he's at 22. Can you reach the Dragoon?
You outrange my Dragoons. You have the same range as my Shades. You could have played around this. Come on, man.
These guys got some good targets. Yeah, you got him. There it is.
It's more like you know what you did. You know, it's like, yeah.
No, I don't feel like I did anything wrong here. I went out of my way to try to do something that you wouldn't complain about, and it turns out you're still just gonna complain no matter what I do, because it turns out everything at this tome tier is broken.
I like skirmishing both you guys. I might just have to skirmish you guys separately, because I'm not sure. I would like you guys to be able to skirmish, but this is unfortunate. Like, you guys having another
I made a rule for myself to just not play a build that is highly oppressive, and I can't put that on paper for you. I can't tell you it's this or it's that, or don't play this and that.
Well, I don't know what is and is not oppressive, do I? You have a massive experience advantage here over me.
If I wanted to go something strong, of course I could. But I wanted to play undead. You know,
you got this. You're
okay,
gonna win.
Well, next time tell me what stuff you don't want me to do. Give me your weird ban list or whatever of things that you think
that's the thing. There isn't really a list for that. That's the main issue.
Okay, well...
Maybe we'll have you guys random. You guys can random into your next builds when you fight each other. Like... That's a thing people do.
And...
No, what we can do, Winsley, is you can make 2 builds and then we can randomly pick each one.
It'll probably sound dumb, but it's like it's more of a feeling. You know?
I could do that. I can make your builds for you in the future. Wait, no, that's a good idea. As long as you guys try to...
It's difficult to articulate, and yet you have articulated quite well that the primary problem is an 11 hex engagement range in skirmishers.
Both skirmisher armies are definitely problematic, yes.
I'm just remembering my Oops All Slithers build now, because that was a fun skirmisher build.
I
might get lucky and still turn it around. I don't know.
I believe in you, Cody.
And still turn it around. Look at how quickly he turns around.
I had some lucky zombie spawns, but they're not exactly strong.
Yeah, crazy how that works, ain't it?
Still actions.
I believe in you, Cody. You got this. You got this, Cody.
To be clear, they are 30% chance. Like, you don't count on them appearing.
No, I think this is nice formation. You forced him to come to you. Most of his units are squishier.
There's only a 90% chance for
the ruler is the
Cody absolutely
problem.
Can still win.
The ruler is the biggest problem here. Like, yeah, don't know if it's enough though. I'm looking
with the ruler. I would have killed probably 3 more units right now. Then I would confidently say I win.
Yeah, then you win.
Exactly.
I think Ninja did a pretty good job.
Now,
Can I just say?
I killed the same amount as Ninja did. Like
Can I
we're
just say,
dead equal.
Ninju, I think
Yeah,
you
we're dead
parsed
equal
out.
even though.
Can I say,
Right, but it's your turn. It's your advantage.
You did it with no leader and 5 less units than I did.
Yeah, but now it's your turn again, so it's your advantage, so to speak.
I think he did a good job finding a good engagement. It took him a minute to do, and
Okay, let me
impressed.
rephrase. Any build in this game or any tactic that has the focus of I'm going to run in and kill your ruler / heroes as soon as I can, even though they're not technically mispositioned, but because you're.
I assumed when I made this build that you would either be smart enough to position your heroes against that, or they would be tanky enough to get through it, which is generally my experience of how this kind of build goes when I've run it in the past.
Right.
Obviously, in the
I
format
put
I'm
my
familiar
ruler
with.
at like 9 range, to be clear.
Yeah.
Like I can't put it on the other side of the map. Tomes only come every 4 turns. Like
You
it's
literally are
absolutely.
picking the one ruler type that you absolutely can do that with.
It's every 4 turns, Ninja. 4.
well, you could have had a
but
defender.
you only need it until after I've engaged, right? That's the one thing you're complaining about so much, that I killed your ruler.
All right.
What if your ruler didn't die and I had the same engagement? Because you just positioned him better.
Ninju, can I ask that we
You
focus
wouldn't
on turns,
engage.
please? It'd be nice.
Is my assumption.
I'm sorry, what was that one, Slayer?
I'd like to request that you focus on your turn, if that's okay.
I'm trying.
I know. Cody, can we just
He
did
a lot of damage to me.
Right
I
now.
have to think
I'm
a
just
lot about
saying he
this.
wouldn't
All right.
engage on me in that scenario.
Here's a question. When does the April Fool's Day, right? Is the Giant Kings DLC?
Yeah.
Correct.
Did they? I don't remember last time. Did they like pause the beta and go back to original for a day or two before the Giant Kings drops, or does it stay through and then like it rolls out?
They just drop it and you go back to the main branch.
Okay.
So the moment April 1st hits, the main branch becomes the same, technically speaking. But because it's the DLC update, I'm going to do a day 1 mod update just to make sure the version is, matching what Triumph has pushed. I have a day 1 update anyway. I made a couple changes based on recent feedback.
Dragoons, man, they're good.
It's mostly small changes, but like I made, for example, the Corrupt Soul a little different. You know how he has that shadow tag on him? Which is, it's some stupid flavor thing. A spirit corrupted by the touch of Urath's magic.
Where does it say that? On the unit?
At the very bottom of his list.
Oh, shadow. I see it now. Oh.
Right. The important part here is it gives him slippery, fleeting, and -2 spirit. Now, I don't think he deserves -2 spirit. It's already a unit nobody plays with. Like, it's super rare.
Is he ethereal too? So now he's gonna have even more.
Yeah, he is.
Oh boy.
He's ethereal and undead.
Oh boy.
So the only way to. What? No, hang on. Ethereal and undead don't stack. They don't get -8.
Oh.
Oh, that's good.
Triumph
Wait, that's
purposely added a hidden property. If you have both of them, you get +4 to spirit.
Oh, relief. Relief.
But he still has, right? He still has -4, which no other undead unit has. So what I did what I did is very simple. I removed Shadow, and I gave him Slippery and Fleeting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why not?
Because I want to see these units played outside of like a skirmish format, where they might perform if they're fully built around.
Is it Urath, the demon
It's like
guy?
the big evil dude, yeah.
Been around a while,
this property,
right?
This shadow property is not on any unit in the game except Corrupt Soul. Like, it's just an old flavor from when they launched the game.
Yeah.
It's one of these things that it's not really needed. Just get it out of here.
It probably was kind of like the unit descriptions in Planetfall, which were amazing. They probably had some intention of bringing that.
I mean, they haven't
into
done
the text
like the full.
Here. The spirit corrupt by Earth Touch. It's lore centric, so it seems like that could have been an intended thing, right?
But they haven't done the actual unit descriptions in this game at all.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. I miss them.
Because it would cost them too much resources, I believe, just to write and translate all that text.
Makes sense.
And it goes. I think they said it goes against the freedom of the game. I don't believe that. I believe that a shade is a shade, In the sense that there's a baseline version of what the unit is.
Yeah.
Right?
see what you're
I don't
saying.
care what your race did to it, what transformations and stuff, that's fine. But there is a baseline of what the unit is and how it acts.
There's no way to get spirit resistance on a non-racial unit.
These
Nope.
banshees shut you down, didn't you? Oh my god!
There is
Yeah,
one
they
thing.
sure did.
What do you do against these
the-
banshees? They're actually tanky.
Uh-huh.
Whatchamacallit. There's a mod that adds unit descriptions. I don't know if it's still up to date.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't seem to be able to.
It adds like a
remember
scrolling
most of
text
the-
on the unit frame, you know, where the unit is displayed.
Yeah.
It adds like a text on the left or the right. I don't remember where.
Like I'm
But I
pretty. I'm
don't
just
know if-
looking at the GitHub thing.
Oh no, there's nothing there.
Well, I mean, like the only ones that are spirit resistance is gonna be like Celestial. I was looking at the tomes. There's nothing.
Oh.
That'll do it.
No. You cannot solve the spirit resistance. The only thing you can do is take Unholy Leader, which my heroes have.
Yeah.
Which, funnily enough, does not help the hero. The hero still has -4.
Lovely.
It only helps the non-hero units.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
are-
that good
well,
of a
are your
leader.
Heroes undead or are they umbral demons?
Right now they're Umbral Demons, but even if they were undead, they would still not be buffed by this.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So the heroes become weaker than the units, which is somewhat weird to me.
Ah, interesting decision. I understand now.
At least I think it's a little weird, but it is what it is. The only thing that I would say has massively buffed the Banshee, not the Corrupt Soul, but the Banshee, is that they now get they can stack up to 5 of stacks of Weakened now, since I've returned to cap to vanilla. Which, by the way, means I can have 5 stacks of Ghost Fire, which is 20 damage every turn. That's
Right.
the whole issue I had with the Ghost Fire.
I think that makes
Like
sense.
20 damage is pretty crazy.
A
I
lot.
have not seen cleansing flames and ghost fire in the same battle, skirmishes or any fights. at this time.
I have seen a very... Oh, and also the Ghost Firestorm is infinite. Like, you can keep recasting it.
Mhm.
I saw a battle, I don't know if it was a skirmish, I think it was a normal battle. Somebody took Cleansing Flame and their opponent had Lava Burst. But when they Lava Burst on their opponent, who had the Cleansing Flame, they just put Cleansing Flames everywhere and basically cleansed him.
Yes. We
Oh.
had that in a skirmish. It was against the Ironclads.
Like, it was a
my
really,
teammate-
really...
It was
Yeah.
hilarious. I was running a morale primal build and
Yeah.
I think I had cleansing flames. My teammate had the lava burst spell, so he cast it on them after they just cast all their buffs, like the construct hasten one.
Right.
And
But
so
he
they had
didn't
to-
purge them because they don't have Condemned on them.
Yep.
Your true
Purge.
strike grazes? Did you? I'm
So
sorry.
all he ended up-
What?
All he ended up doing was just
Oh.
cleansing them.
Yep. Of all the buffs, plus they had
Yeah.
to move out of the flames.
Yeah,
while
exactly.
slowed.
Oh no, that
Why did it? Oh, fumbled.
It fumbled. I was gonna say, the only thing that makes sense to me is it downgraded your attack to
mean,
a graze.
if you
Wild.
look at that Overseer, he's really unhappy.
I noticed, yes.
What I don't understand is how he's been afflicted by Joy Siphoners. I don't remember melee attacking him. Or like attacking him with any unit that has Joy Siphoners.
Well, is it
The
somehow on your
The
Banshee
zombies.
thing?
The decaying zombies.
Oh,
were pretty bad.
retaliation. That could be.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him retaliate.
No, maybe he got an attack of opportunity by moving away from something.
Oh yeah, it could have been any of those units then.
Because he has Joy Siphoners -8 though. That's either a single hit or a double repeating hit. I don't know what it was.
unfortunately, I do not think I'll be able to kill that Umbral Mistress this turn, which I think means I lose.
No. If he's at high morale, it's doubled. That's how the Joy Softeners
Actually-
high morale hits.
Yeah, but I don't think he had high... I mean, maybe from all the kills he had high morale. You could be right.
Well, he also casted
I understand what you're
the
going for
Zeal
now, Ninja.
buff at the beginning.
Yeah, but if the unit has morale loss, right, from like the Wail of the Banshee, which is shown first in that list, there's no way he has high morale at that point. Like, look at the morale change list.
No, Whale.
Unless
Joy
it's
Softeners, Whale, Alec,
There you
Caleb.
go.
Unless it's from bottom to top.
Yeah, bottom to top.
Then the first hit was a Joy Siphoner. Then you could be correct, yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, a crit. Nice.
I don't know why, but
Lovely. Wow.
No.
No.
Joy
so close.
Siphoners.
Your Dragoon. If only he had one word.
It says here Joy Siphoners works on
You moved your Dragoon
all attacks.
so he can't get an attack now, right? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, Joy
Just Joy
Softeners, if you cast a spell, it'll work with the spell.
Right.
It'll work on anything used to hit somebody.
But you
with.
know what's a little dumb about that is
Ninja,
you don't
should
see
have
it.
forced Mask of Calamity onto that unit. That could have worked.
You don't see it on the tooltip. So if you cast like a lightning
Okay.
evocation, there's no Joy Siphoners being shown.
I am pretty sure I still lose pretty bad.
I know
here,
it
but let's
works.
see.
Like we were
It's
talking.
an
I believe it
interesting
works.
Situation.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I think they left it off the tooltip somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong that the tooltip is not showing it. Something's
Umbral
probably turned
Taint.
off somewhere.
Wait, when those guys die, they just create a cloud now? I don't remember that.
Yeah, they make a fart cloud.
Did that always happen? Did you add that?
No, that's Umbral Mistress inherently.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's on their ability list, so it's decaying and morale if you walk through it. It's pretty nasty.
I'm so glad it doesn't have that property that the Baylor and the Umbral Juggernaut have, where they explode when they die.
Yeah, I took away the explosion, not because I hate it, but because if you cast Sleep of Oblivion on a Baylor, it just dies and never comes back.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I had to remove that because that was unfair. People would just pick Oblivion against any Baylor player and automatically win the fight.
That's cheesing the game a little. That's
Yes.
not ability as intended, and I hate that.
So I
But
bug
it's like-
reported it, right?
I kind of can't
I
blame
bug-
people for wanting to play the game if it lets you play the game that way if it lets you. So I agree. You have to bug report
Oh,
and
you're
stuff.
right, but I bug reported it and it was marked as designed.
Oh,
The developers
That's
just said,
why the
yeah,
Shadow-
okay.
That's why the Shadow Baylor's in the
Yeah.
same tone.
the thing is, I understand it's as designed. I still don't agree with it,
Yeah,
right?
it feels like bending the unit interaction to your favor.
Exactly. It's just not supposed to be an interaction that happens, in my personal opinion.
All right, Cody, you got this. I believe in you.
Where is my unit? Oh. I was trying to find a unit. Oh, wow. How unhappy is that Dragoon?
I think he's pretty unhappy, and I think
No, because he has a 100% chance to die to this.
But I think that's what you do.
I was like, wait, that guy is giga unhappy.
Uh-huh. How did this happen? Who did this to you?
Man,
I
I
haven't played
wonder.
with the sound on in so long that I just was not ready for the scream.
Oh, the halfling scream. Yeah, that's something. It's something.
Ghost.
I kind of want you to
Where are you
make another
going with
zombie.
this? He probably will. If I had to guess, I think he's getting more zombies right now.
Take a look at the halfling zombies. They are comical.
Let me find one. Where are you?
They're dead now.
No, there's some.
I
you
see
can
one.
find them, yeah, next to the Warbreed.
Oh, okay.
You're super.
Oh, I see 'em
super
here.
Big old wide eyes.
They look so great. They're good
I haven't
guys,
even
right?
looked at that. Wait, so my...
Why do their eyes look like that? Is that just a zombie thing? I don't think that's all zombies, is it?
It's not all zombies.
You think it's like their
I don't-
Fey touch eyes or something? Just like
yeah, it's the Fey touched eyes, and there's no skin to cover up the eyes, so it's just giant.
Oh, that could be. Yeah,
beauty.
that makes some sense.
Let me go find something with eyes on Ninju's side. The shades, they have eyes, right? Yeah, that looks like
I assume they do.
it looks like one of their effects.
Man, that enchantment list on Ninju's side is huge.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Next.
Oh, I forgot you reverted that 5 thing change, so I was running a Defender Nature Dragon. That was healing 35 health every turn.
Yeah, the change back to 5 is pretty huge.
He was pretty much immune to statuses, because that was 5 levels of regeneration you had to break through.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was coming. They got distracted. You should have done that earlier.
Well, I had to figure out what to do it on.
I
'Cause I wasn't
see.
sure. I just wasn't sure what to... Why can I not, for the love of God, hit that... Oh, Clinging Mist. Hit that Warbreed. Yeah, Clinging Mist is so much fun.
Yeah.
At least it's nerfed in the mod. That helps. Why does this guy have 2 retaliations? Whatever. He might fumble.
I mean, that does seem possible.
Wow.
The blind
Frozen
removed
now.
one. Oh god. Yeah, Ninja, you have my permission. You can complain now. I'm looking at this and thinking, if I'm in your shoes, I would want to complain.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clearly, I threw this fight in order to appease Cody.
No, you had to come forward, and all of your pieces are squishy. And I wasn't. I
Uh-huh.
actually didn't think that that would be enough for the fact that losing a ruler happened so early on his side. But there is
Uh-huh.
a considerable advantage to having the opponent come to you.
Uh-huh.
It's always been a battle of, like, who engages first.
Yeah, and I think in a weird way, this fight can't go either way at this point. It's just gonna be like who.
No.
Yeah,
Cody's,
you don't think
Cody
it's
has
even
already
possible.
destroyed me.
But you've got all these ritualists in the back that can.
They can't do shit. All my units are dead.
Yeah,
he
that's
could push
true.
auto combat right now, and I would lose.
I mean, we could test that theory if we really wanted to. But I don't know. I'd like to see you guys play more if you got it. Time for
Yeah, I
it.
guess I
energy
just-
for it.
What? This, I guess. It's kind of useless, but it gets the debuffs off.
I would say that's not useless. Yeah.
Well, it's not really the one you want to see,
Mhm.
but it's okay.
Got the
This Clinging
morale.
Mist is really bothersome. That unit's dead if I don't miss.
Yeah, Clinging Mist is bad, but also morale. What do they do with no morale? Yeah, no, you're right,
Yeah.
Ninju. There's no way. There's nothing. There's literally no way I could see you coming back from this position.
Uh-huh.
Well, GG,
Nuts.
Cody, you got a good build. And it's not your normal one. Yay!
Well, I don't have a normal build, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see, this is full morale. This is Banshees, Mistresses, Corrupt Souls, right? That's as morale as you can get.
I would say morale builds are quite strong generally.
What I would be trying
yeah.
to have done if I had my ruler alive is cause despair, just so his units either rout or all of them are just like super, low morale.
Good news, you didn't need him.
Because that would have helped get the units in the back that are still neutral.
I will say though, Ninja did have a lot of nice tools to counter what you have, like in terms
And
of
he also
units, like what the fire damage, countering.
Well, he had
anything with
no.
Umbral is helpful.
Yeah, but he had no morale gains that I'm aware of.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the
generally,
thing.
I
If he
don't
has
know.
any way to get morale, this build's dead in the water.
Uh-huh. Well, I do have Inspiring Chant, but...
That's actually not a bad one. That's a good one to start the battle with.
Could've
Yeah,
helped a
but
little.
I wanted to try to get the freeze because I knew that the clapback from you was going to be what would ruin me.
I think the morale and the strengthened would have helped you more, if I'm honest, than the calamity. Because I assume your units weren't fully 5 stacks of strengthened, which you can get with the
Well, it
chant.
definitely would have, because almost none of those freezes went through, which was what I was counting on when I cast that spell. So,
Yeah.
yes.
That was kind
you
of
would
wild
also
how
have,
many units just were like, fine, we're good.
Oh, but status resistance is pretty high from the auras and stuff.
End tier units, I think, as we talked about earlier.
It's only a 50% base chance to freeze.
Really? Cool.
Of course,
not that high.
right?
What I mean is I think you would have
Wild
been able to
growth.
cast
Oh, you can't even
Inspiring
wild growth
Chant
into death.
twice, if I had to take a guess.
Well, probably, but I also, what was it that I
That's-
casted? I think I did,
You did a
Rending
Comet
Shadow
twice.
No, I
Wait,
did not. I did not
wait.
have ADCP.
And you
I have
took
cast
Weaver?
2 spells.
I
One of them was
swear you
Comet
did a
of
Comet
Calamity,
twice.
and the other was Rending Shadow. No,
Okay.
Comet of Calamity has 40 casting
Alright.
cost. I have 75 max CP. Literally impossible, and I'm very certain I did not do that.
Hold
I
up.
think I would have remembered.
Why
Is,
Weaver? I'm so confused.
Rending Shadows is like 20? Is it 30? I feel it's 20. I mean, I have another... that's the problem on losing that ruler. I have another 65 CP left in the tank.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you didn't need it.
Demonstrably, yes.
Like,
All right,
I was
you
going
gonna
to
weave
either...
here? Why do you have Weaver?
I
I'm
don't
so
know.
confused. Why did you do this? Is this so
I
you
was
can
going to
haste
Calamity
for?
if you grouped,
Yeah.
which you didn't do. I was going to Soul Overflow if I needed it. I was going to Chant, maybe. Or I was just going to drain your morale or Treacherous Reflection. Because there's no point in Corrupted Boon on your heroes.
Alright, I will counter you next week, Cody. I will find a way to just predict what you're doing perfectly. And win.
I can repeat this build again, but
no,
then
don't
you're
do
just
it.
Gonna go full spirit and full fire if you really wanted to counter it.
I might have to, if that's what we're doing. But I like variety. I think that it lends to more interesting content for people.
You
to
end
watch.
up going like Cleansing Flame, Zeal, something like that against this build. You go into Chaos Tomes.
Yeah.
I think you have a pretty big advantage from that. You just get too much
hear
bonus
me out.
damage.
Primal. I just summon on your units, and then what are you gonna do? Huh?
What is Primal gonna do?
Primal Crocodile will kill your supports in like one turn, and then move on to anything else that's useful.
My dragon with that thing.
What unit am I linked to?
Yeah, no, I think
that's
actually,
Shade.
Ninja, next time you fight Cody, make sure you bring Primal Crocodile and use it as well as you can possibly imagine.
I think, as demonstrated, I continue to need to be in maximum tryhard mode when I fight Cody until I better learn this meta.
But yeah, Primal I think actually would not be the worst for that unless somehow he predicts it, which I guess he could, since I am say get Primal and then I disease him. Disease good, but unless it's countered, that's annoyingly useless.
Oh, that Frost Hex. I wonder where it was coming from. It's the Frost Hex.
Yeah, that's 2 pretty powerful freezes you've gotten off of that. Nuts.
Yeah, I remember looking at them thinking, yeah, 20%, but over the course of a fight, like, that's a lot of checks. That's a lot of checks.
Well, it's still a tome I never see, so it is interesting to see that it might have some potential.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the -3 stash resistance. I don't know if he did the Mass Phantasmal or not.
He did, and he hit me with Flash Freeze too. He had a lot of tools to just wreck my shit immediately.
I have to do that in this battle. Yeah.
I hate the Eldritch Sovereigns. They're so powerful sometimes, but then they also do just die like that. I don't know, man. They're so
keel over.
Strong sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the reasons we actually started to see people using it less here wasn't the signature skill like quote unquote nerf. The fact that they weren't getting points right when they got through their signature skills was not the reason people stopped
Right.
picking them. It was more of these guys are so annoyingly strong with their chaos pulse. It was getting played so often that we kind of got over it, I think, as a group. Not that it's not something that I want
I'm not even running
play
Chaos
or would
Pulse
play.
at all
I just
in this build.
did it a lot. I know, it's the thing. It's like it's not even necessary. It's just Chaos Pulse in particular. I'm not a fan of, because it can turn
I mean,
like
I
half of
can-
your army against you.
I guess I can see that, yeah.
But yeah, like they still have a lot of really good tools. Yeah, I agree. Spirited discussions were had today, and I think you guys are some of my favorite people to play the game with. So I'd like to, keep doing skirmishes with both of you. Maybe we'll do less of you guys versus each other, but if you guys feel like it, I'm not gonna tell you don't do it, because I think that as spirited as you guys get, you hear each other at the same time. Like you actually hear the words, which is nice, and I appreciate you guys for that. You're like obviously having your disagreement, but I don't think you're talking 100%
I'm not a fan of
past
the
each other.
I'm not a fan of the It sounds insincere.
I do hear
what
the
is
attitude.
sincere emotion that is communicated by It is an acknowledgement.
I don't know. It's the tone of the
He's losing. He's allowed to be a little sad.
I am losing very similarly to how I predicted he could have.
I mean,
I thought I was going to have
so
this overpowered build and just crush him, but jeez.
I was expecting 3 heroes to die on that engagement with all your units.
Yeah, it's almost like you positioned well enough that I didn't have the ability to do that. So I went for the one target I could, knowing that if I didn't do enough damage to you, this would happen. And look at what happened.
Things have happened. I mean, I have never seen this specific build that I'm playing in multiplayer or skirmish at all.
Well, I took a look at the tools you had and how they would interact with the tools that I had, and said, wow, that sounds like if I don't kill him really quick, he's going to destroy me, because I don't have defenses against what he does.
The biggest change here is the Banshee has enchantments on their whale now, and that's a triumph change.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. That's
I'm
big
Ghostfire.
whale. When you wailed into that group, it was massive. I was like,
I'm Ghostfire electrifying
it's
you
not
with
over.
that whale.
It's 100% not over.
It's absolutely over.
No, what I was saying is when the leader died, I thought you had won, and then I saw the Banshee's wail, and I was like, okay, he can pull this back now, because that's one, so much damage. 2, so much other things, like statuses and whatnot.
It wasn't high damage, it's just morale and debuffs mostly.
I think it lowered some units low enough that your other guys could maybe get a kill early enough. I'm not too sure.
It's high damage if you count it all together, right? But you know how the game is. If you don't focus a unit, they just heal.
Yeah, it's true. And there are, as expected, a lot of healing tools.
Like if you have 5 stacks of regeneration, which Ninju had in his arsenal, those units just heal back 30 health.
Yeah. I mean, morale is the way you get around unlimited healing, I think. So you
and
did
those Banshees
that
don't
well. And they
don't do 30 damage, those Banshees.
No, what they did was they gave you a lot of AoE ticks, which would have been great with that Frost Hex, because each one of those that hits in a 2-hex radius, that is an additional 20% chance to freeze.
This is why
morale reduction on units that were already at low morale because of your whatchamacallit.
This is why Banshees aren't played for their
whole thing
damage, they're played for their debuffing.
Well, another notable thing is you were zone and control locking a lot of units with the Banshees. You got next to, I think, both.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to.
Yeah, it's very efficient because then everything was weakened and they couldn't remove the Banshees.
I couldn't, obviously, but I was going to Comet of Calamity that whole fat stack there. If he grouped up like that, that would have been a big fat comet on his head.
Right.
Now, he might have grouped knowing that my leader was dead.
Who's getting
that, I don't know.
Who's fine here?
But I'm not trying to route units, I'm just trying to bring them to such low morale that they fumble.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, there's that. There's the crushing despair from your corrupt souls. You had a lot of strong morale stuff here, and even beyond that, you had a lot of tools to get past the clinging mist.
A lot of stuff that has no accuracy check, yeah. It
Wait.
still sucks on the Banshees. They can't hit anything in your army.
Andrew, you can phase and then conjure wild growth on top of your beat up units. It sounds perfect to me.
I cannot do
The
that.
funny thing
Oh, right,
is,
you're right.
people...
It's a fool. Then it leaves a 1. Oh, it's tragic.
I was told by Morgie, oh, Banshees are bad in a real game. And then yesterday, I watched someone play Banshees, and they didn't even get to play because the opponent just routed IRL before the battle began.
Yeah.
So now I still don't know what their power is. No, because their opponent was afflicted by remorse and demoralized and the cause despair combat spell.
Right.
Now, the player playing the Banshees was playing Mystic Attunement. In other words, he could just cast forever and ever.
Well, excuse me.
So quite literally, the units began routing before the Banshees even got into action.
Yeah.
Because the opposing team, 2 players, neither one of them had morale in their build.
Yeah, no, I like the Doom Herald stuff, but sometimes I feel bad using it because it can be a lot when the morale goes through. And
morale is nerfed in the mod in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ally killed, the ally routed, the hero, that stuff, that's all still nerfed in the mod.
I've recently tried to build more special province improvements, and I think that Tome of the Doom Herald, has one of my favorites because it's knowledge.
It's the strongest SPI in the game for that tier of tome.
Yeah.
Even for tier 1 and tier 2 combined, it's probably the strongest.
Yeah.
I can't see that healing that's a lot of healing. So there's no way to AoE him down.
Well, you do have that mage that every once in a while does 70 damage.
Sometimes does something. Well, yes, but generally speaking, I don't know. I mean, playing 3 Ritualist is just pointless.
Well,
That's fun.
My personal
I did in fact
opinion.
need it because a whole bunch of my units were unable to do anything after you weakened them a bunch of times.
You have no way to restore that.
That's application of 6 times weaken.
Scald.
Right, but you don't have strengthened on your Ritualist.
No,
So you
I
can't
had to
remove...
cleanse
I mean, you
them.
want to cleanse it. Yeah, okay.
That's why I had 3 Ritualists. Like I said, this build has no cleanse. I needed it. I've played games without cleanse. I've learned not to do that.
Well, I also mean, like, you can still cleanse with a tome cleanse, right? It's not like they don't work.
This build didn't have it. That's
Well, that
why I needed 3
sounds,
Ritualists.
That is problematic.
Oh no, they're running.
But now I'm
This
trying to
build
route
that you were so certain was incredibly unfair. Because of its impeccable construction.
Well, if I had to name anything you would do different, I would say that's the only thing. Don't go 3 Ritualists.
Oh, he missed.
Well,
yes.
then I wouldn't have had any cleanse.
Oh no. The morale.
Yeah, I just realized they came back up. I didn't see that before. Trying to get that hero to run, but they're not very interested in running.
No. No, they aren't. They really aren't. They will fight until the end.
They're not? Wait, is that? Well, they have the morale reduction headpiece. I'm wasting my time here. On that unit.
Oh yeah. That should have been the unit in the front then, obviously.
That explains a lot. Yeah, that's fine. I just didn't realize that was the case. I also still can't hit anything with this friggin' Clinging Mist. It's just... might as well do that.
What are you even looking at? Because I have not been able to effectively stack Clinging Mist here.
That, well, you probably have Wind Barrier Ring as well. That hero,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
no,
hit.
all of the heroes I put protection from range stuff on them because they are ritualists. If you're gonna kill them, they're gonna be behind all my units, so you're gonna probably do it with ranged attacks.
Smart.
I can't hit the broadside of any. I'm just gonna stab this guy. That's what it's come down to. Because I cannot hit him.
Yeah, you got a 30% chance to graze. You can pick away at it. His regeneration runs out, and he can't apply more.
Like
Someone
if this
else can.
hits, he dies. If it doesn't, well. Yeah,
Why'd you attack that one?
Because it was a kill,
Okay.
potentially. Doesn't matter which hero. I'm not
No.
trying to take out the ruler.
Alright, Ninja, now you press win. You got a win button,
Because
right?
you already said you're out of CP pretty much, so it's not beneficial to kill him.
You wanna see the incredible power of my remaining CP?
Although I have to question why your wild growth does damage. Oh, you took the hostile one. Okay.
I said that earlier. Yeah, remember?
It's one of my favorite
He
things
thought
that I
he was saying
noticed.
that one.
No.
Cody constantly making observations that I had already made far in advance and spoken.
If
aloud.
anything, that thing
Fear
having
my remaining CP.
Where's your
full.
the
Wait,
living
that's it.
vines?
That has full action for range. That's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. You really want the
That
other one.
I did really want the other one. I was not happy about taking this, but I figured
Yeah.
with the Fey Blessing or not Fey Blessing, with the Fey Guile, it would be. I wanted to have a one of the floral summoning ones, and I wouldn't be able to get the mass haste if I went the other way. So
You can have the haste and the wild growth. That's what my ritualist has.
you can, but I would have had to give up other stuff that I didn't want to give up.
Okay, sure. That's plausible. I wonder what you'd have to give up
Summoning.
outside of the elemental, which I think is not good.
The elemental is on the one guy who did not take the hostile.
No, I know, but my ritualist has the hastened, the astral ward, the wild growth, and the cleanse. So I'm not sure what you'd be giving up.
I had to get the steadfast thing on all of my heroes, so I need that point because that gives faithful, which means if you went cleansing flame, they're not wrecked.
You mean
by
Keeper's Mark from the order?
Keeper's Mark. My bad. Yeah. So that was
Right,
one
but
point,
that's okay because I took Unholy Leader, so I did the same. I spent a point.
I needed the coordinated command, and I needed the stack buff because these units needed some amount of defense.
Yeah, the coordinated command I can understand, but that other hero.
Look at him use.
Beautiful.
Immediately. Fantastic.
I thought you were gonna use it on your stone spirit here, but okay.
Yeah, okay. The other hero has the spirit. Yeah, he could have gone something. I don't know what, but something else. He could have gone battlefield, but well.
Yeah,
have three
I figured I
ritualists.
didn't need more than 2 battlefield-wide ones. I just needed the extra cleanses.
3 ritualists is pretty overkill in that regard.
I don't think so. Not when I don't even have a tome cleanse. Oh, I have a single target tome cleanse. My bad.
Okay, now at least I can't miss.
No.
What's his health? 21. Then I can do this. And I don't need to waste my attack.
Steadfast. Still here.
Yeah, but he's pacified. It's okay. I'll attack this one.
He's a ritualist. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
if he's
I should have saved my value cleanse for that to cleanse the pacified.
Whoops.
What can the other one do? Don't know if I have the range. Let's see. I can try this. Yeah, figures. Figures that would happen.
Wait, the dragon's gonna win this fight.
Oh, the mistress is blinded. Okay.
Yes, get him,
That's
dragon.
How do you
She can't
blind
hit
something
anybody.
that has no eyes?
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine. I do not know.
Sand.
Well, I'm just gonna sap these at this point.
Yeah.
Not
I
much
think
else
you can
left to
auto
do.
this if you wanted to.
I'm just clicking through it faster, or attempting.
Right.
I could heal my units as well and be annoying like that, but, well, don't really need to.
There's no follow-up after this.
I can do this. I don't know why, but I can. Live my spell shield.
Oh no.
I mean, that dragon has the correct damage type to hit pretty hard, but by himself he's not really gonna do too much. There.
Andrew, you can get them with the dragon. I believe in you.
By the way they're moving, it looks like auto.
Yeah, it does.
God, that chance is below.
I think you just auto.
That hero is like.
Point. If you win.
Yeah, well, I'm there.
Completely unfazed by the events of this match.
That hero is immune to like everything I can throw at it. Oddly enough. Do this quickly. This.
They're live. Or not.
That. Oh, I made the dragon unhappy. Give it a shot.
Oh, give him gold. Oh my gosh. That was the thing that happens.
Still can't hit this dude. Let's go stab him.
I thought this was a really interesting fight. I know you guys had the tension earlier, but when I look at the number of units you both picked off, it's reasonably close. And I enjoyed the unit interactions that we got to see here. Obviously, some things are very strong. But I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out and building some strong stuff. Curious how much we're gonna see giants in the future skirmishes. What do you
Why do they
think?
all have steadfast? The giants look to be broken on arrival.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
They do not look weak at all to me. Their governor is good. Their skills are good. Their stats seem to be higher than usual. It's a lot.
Yeah, totally.
And they can craft quote-unquote tier 5 items.
Right, yeah, with an extra effect. It's like they don't get more damage or something, but they get more effects, right?
No. They don't get the tier scale up, so they don't get any damage.
Alrighty, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here.